Hey everyone, this is the Trader Investor, and in today's video, continuing the SPY trading, I have some exciting thing to share because it's something that I've mentioned a few times, and I said let's be patient, let's wait, and then boom, at the end of yesterday, it gave us that solid entry. So let's recap what we are waiting for. Usually we want to enter a trade when we are at an area of value. Whether we go long, short, whether we do stocks or options, when we want to enter at the most optimal time and the most optimal price. So we don't like to chase. As price is making higher highs, we don't enter anticipating new higher highs when we're trading. When we're investing, maybe slightly you can say, I don't care what the day-to-day volatility looks like. I believe in this stock, I believe in this index, it's going to go up for the long term, so I'll wait. Even for that, I want to challenge you and see if there are areas where you get a pullback for a better entry. Maybe instead of buying 100 shares, you might be able to buy 110 shares, 105 shares, whatever the case is. So for this trading, for SPY trading, let's focus on the area of value that I've mentioned a few times and why I'm excited about this today. So as price was making higher highs, my oscillator was making lower highs. So this told me a pullback is coming. It doesn't tell me how deep, it doesn't tell me when. It just says it's coming. Because here it appears to come here, but then it reversed back. It appears to come, it reversed back, and then it started to happen. How do you know when it starts to happen? It's because you have a high and you have a series of lower or equal highs. This is what you start to see. So when you're seeing this, you know there's a pullback. This is definitely a pullback. Is the pullback terminated? I don't know yet. I don't know, but I'm excited and about being able to trade because I'm at an area of value. So series of lower highs, lower lows, pullback. And now I'm looking for a good area of value. What's a good area of value? So I've identified a couple in the last few videos. A demand zone. I mentioned that this demand zone, the retracement was not deep enough for me. I was not entering it. This next demand zone is okay. You could enter it, but as you see, nothing really happened. And I did mention that a few times. For me, a good pullback was at least 50% retracement to 61.8% retracement. That's one pullback area of value. So somewhere in this zone, right? Somewhere in this zone, if I get the right drawing tool, somewhere in this zone is where I wanted to enter. Somewhere in this zone. So that's one. Then I said, what other things can I look at to confirm that this is a good area of value? Well, we have an imbalance that was left from the 23rd of August. When price gapped up, it left this imbalance. Imbalances get closed at least 50%. And what you saw on Monday, it closed at 50% and reversed momentarily, because the very next day it opened much higher, but then price started to collapse. So for me, when I said this was a good area of value, however, I also mentioned that my preference is this demand zone. So I patiently waited. For how long? I've seen this divergence. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trading days. I was patiently waiting. I saw a series of lower highs, and when we got this, you could enter. Nothing wrong entering this, especially when you look at where I exited. You will understand why it was okay to enter this. But then for me, I said, I want to wait for this demand zone. Now this imbalance here is taken care of, so I can remove it. So it doesn't clutter my chart. So I don't have that imbalance that I need to look at. So that's not an important part of my trading for today. So then as I look at my chart, then as I'm studying, hey, where's a good area of value that I want to enter, I said, hey, let's look at this demand zone. So when price came in last night at this, yesterday's, during the last couple of hours of trading, when price came in at this demand zone, I entered one position. And then today, so this position that I entered, transparency, SPY, long, and my target for this position is somewhere here. This is my target for this position. So that was a good area of value for me to enter. And then today I enter another position, staying in this area of value. What I focused on today was, okay, I see SPY, the first hour of trading, it moved away from this demand zone, from this area of value, but then price, the first hour, was going down. So when I saw this, I said, let me take advantage in a different way if it presents itself. So I went to TQQQ, which moves 3 times as fast as the Qs, percentage wise. As you can see, 2% here, and the Qs have moved about 0.7%. So that's 3 times. That's how much it moves. So I said, if Qs come into this area of value, this order block, this demand zone, I believe this is an order block. Yes, I drew this order block on a daily time frame. If price comes into this order block, I will enter. I will enter even though I didn't see a confirmation that there's the pullback is terminated. Confirmation would have come in the form of, okay, we're making series of lower highs. So then I want to see a break of the high, but I want to see price make a new higher low. I haven't seen that, right? So there's no confirmation. So my entry in the SPYs, is strictly saying, I'm in this demand zone. I'm okay owning the stock if price continues to go down. So this is where I entered a cash covered put position, but targeting here. So, but this one is a trade. So for this trade, again, I entered a cash covered put position, but my expectation was for the short term, we're going to rally. We're going to rally because it is going to make a series of higher, lower lows and higher, lower lows, lower highs. Sorry, a series of lower lows, a series of lower highs. So as it's making that, I just wanted to take a quick advantage of this. So, you know, every contract give you a couple $100 if you are right. So I took a position on the TQQQ to the upside, but my position is a short cash covered put position. And where's my target? This is why I was okay with this. My target was here, these highs, first sign of trouble, somewhere between here. This was my target, and as soon as price stalls at the first area of trouble, I'm out. But this was short-term play. Again, if price had continued to go down and I get exercise those put positions, I didn't have any problem with that. That's why I love cash covered put positions. I will do them in stocks or ETFs or indexes that I love to own for the long term, but they give me fantastic return on short-term trading. That's why I take them. So I took 2 positions, right? The position in the SPY, which says, hey, price comes down to this demand zone, I'm going to take it, and I target way up here, and I'm not exiting that position. And that was entered yesterday, but today in the Qs, now the Ultra Pro, I wanted fast movement. I said, I'm going to take the same position, but this one is a trade. I'm going to exit as soon as I make, you know, about 30% return on my investment. So this was a fantastic position. So the big part that I wanted to talk about today is when you are patient and you wait for a good area of value, 3 things. this trend line, about held. It broke a little bit, but we're somewhere in that vicinity. Fibonacci retracement, which these dotted lines, this is a Fibonacci retracement. So we're in the 50% to 61.8% retracement. Demand zone, imbalance, all of this came together. There's nothing wrong to take a position, and when all of this comes together, and one more thing that came together, and everything is just so beautiful. Price making lower lows, my oscillator making higher lows. Divergence. Remember I talked about this divergence? Well, the same divergence applies on the opposite side. Price makes lower lows, we have a divergence. That's why I'm confident and excited to take this position. A lot of things came together. Divergence, area of value in the form of demand zone, imbalance, retracement of my Fibonacci 50% to 61.8, and a trend line in the vicinity. All of this came together. I'm happy to take this trade. And if I'm wrong, there's nothing wrong, because I get to win even if I'm wrong, because I get to keep those stocks. I will get exercised. I have time. I usually like to do them 30 to 45 days out. So my position is for the October 15th expiration. So either way, even if we have a little bit more of a pullback and price reverses, it's a win-win. This position is really a win-win because I want to own the stocks long-term anyway. Right? I'm okay owning SPYs long-term in my position. I'm okay owning TQQQ or the Qs in my position. I'm okay with all of these positions. That's why it's exciting when you get an opportunity like this. Area of value, you take it. So when the SPYs were giving me all of this confluence, and I said, hey, let me take the same chance in the Qs. Sometimes they don't move in tandem, so you have to keep that in mind. They don't move in tandem, but what I have is I have this order block. That's one area of value for me. I have this divergence. That's another area of value, this confluence. And I didn't draw it on this because I was just eyeballing it because the SPYs were giving me the same result. Here I am in the below the 38.2%. I say always I prefer 50% to 61.8. The SPYs gave me that vicinity, and now I just took a chance here. This is what trading is about. When things come together, sometimes you will enter a little bit early because things are coming together. So the main point of today's video, were you patient? Did you wait these 9 days in the SPYs? Did you wait these 9 days to get this beautiful entry, and then you take advantage of it? All right, everyone, take care for now, and I'll see you in the next video.